Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Nishit Kumar and with me is Manoj Singh Rana with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates CoWIN Global Conclave. Indigenously developed CoWIN platform presented to technology and health experts from 142 countries. Prime Minister highlights India's completely digital approach in its COVID-19 vaccination strategy. More than 35 crore 28 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered so far in the country. National recovery rate improves to 97.11%. Centre decides to give more powers to tribal communities in managing forest resources. Delimitation Commission to begin interaction with district officials and political parties of Jammu and Kashmir from tomorrow. CBDT extends date for manual filing of tax forms for foreign remittance. Tourism Ministry signs MOU with Yatra.com to strengthen hospitality and tourism industry. 52nd International Film Festival of India to be held from the 20th to the 28th of November in Goa. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar releases poster for the festival. And in Eurocup football, Italy to clash with Spain in the first semi-final at Wembley tomorrow. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also to help others get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these three simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated the CoWIN Global Conclave as India presented the indigenously developed CoWIN platform to the world at the virtual global meet of representatives from 142 countries. In line with India's philosophy of considering the whole world as one family, the Prime Minister said that CoWIN platform is being made open source and available to any and all countries to combat COVID-19.
Indian civilization considers the whole world as one family. The pandemic has made many people realize the fundamental truth of this philosophy. That is why our technology platform for COVID vaccination, the platform we call CoWIN, is being prepared to be made open source. Soon, it will be available in any and all countries.
Highlighting India's commitment for sharing experiences, expertise and resources with the global community, the Prime Minister also expressed India's eagerness to learn from global practices. Mr. Modi stressed on the importance of technology in the fight against pandemic.
Technology is integral to our fight against COVID-19. Luckily, software is one area in which there are no resource constraints. That is why we made our COVID tracking and tracing app open source as soon as it was technically feasible. With nearly 200 million users, this Arogya Setu app is readily available package for developers. Having been used in India, you can be sure that it has been tested in the real world for speed and scale.
The Prime Minister said that given the importance of vaccination, India decided to adopt a completely digital approach while planning its vaccination strategy.
Right from the beginning, we in India decided to adopt a completely digital approach while planning our vaccination strategy. In today's globalized world, if the post-pandemic world has to return to normalcy, such a digital approach is essential. After all, people must be able to prove that they have been vaccinated. Such proof must be safe, secure, and trustworthy.
Digital approach also helps in tracking the usage of vaccination and minimizes the wastage. The Prime Minister informed that through CoWIN, India has administered 350 million doses of COVID vaccines, including 9 million people in one day a few days ago.
Addressing the inaugural session of the COVID Global Conclave through video conference, Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan said India has always upheld its belief in the ancient philosophy of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam.
India has always upheld its belief in the ancient philosophy of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, which means the entire world is one family, and this conclave is a shining example of the same. I must say, my government is more than glad to share with our extended global family the path-breaking next-generation digital platform CoWIN, which has been indigenously developed in India and is powering the rapid progress of one of the world's largest vaccination drives against COVID-19.
The ministers expressed pride that CoWIN is the bedrock of India's vaccination drive that handles overall management of citizen registration, appointment scheduling, vaccinations and certification. The transparent system allows tracking of each dose of vaccine and monitoring of supplies at vaccination facilities to record the demand at a granular level. Dr. Harshvardhan said it has enabled vaccine accessibility and inclusivity for all. He said India is inching closer to administering 360 million COVID vaccine doses. This is a feat achieved in less than 6 months since the launch of the vaccination drive. Dr. Harshvardhan said the government is committed to inoculating the entire adult population by December this year. The Global Conclave was jointly organized by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, the Ministry of External Affairs and the National Health Authority with an objective to extend the CoWIN platform as a digital public good to the world. More than 35 crore 28 lakh vaccine doses have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Ministry said in the last 24 hours, more than 14 lakh 81,000 vaccine doses were administered. The recovery rate has improved to 97.11%. More than 42,000 patients recovered during last 24 hours. Till now, more than 2 crore 97 lakh people have recovered from COVID-19. Daily recoveries continue to outnumber the daily new cases for the 53rd consecutive day. Over 39,000 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. India's active caseload has declined to 4,82,071. Active cases constitute 1.58% of the total cases. 723 deaths have been reported in the last 24 hours. The centre has provided over 36 crore 97 lakhs COVID vaccine doses to states and UTs so far. More than 2 crore 1 lakh of balance and unutilized vaccine doses are still available with them. The Union Health Ministry said the government is committed to accelerating the pace and expanding the scope of COVID-19 vaccination throughout the country.
The Delhi government has allowed reopening of stadium and sports complexes without spectators from today in the city. In its order, the Delhi Disaster Management Authority DDMA said the standard operating procedures, guidelines and compliance of COVID-appropriate behavior will be strictly followed while opening the stadium and sports complexes. Our correspondent reports that the new order will be effective till the 12th of this month. Haryana government has extended the COVID-19 lockdown in the state for another week till July 12th, with some more relaxations. The relaxations in opening of shops, malls, restaurants, religious places, corporate offices, gatherings and weddings, funerals and open spaces will continue as usual. Swimming pools and spas will, however, continue to remain closed. In Karnataka, the new guidelines lifting weekend curfew, opening up malls and religious places and allowing public transport to commute with full seating capacity came into force from today. And in Bihar, Unlock 4 has been extended for a month with certain restrictions. This will be effective from the 7th of June to the 6th of August. This decision was taken at a meeting of the Crisis Management Group headed by Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. According to revised guidelines, universities, colleges and technical institutions will be open with 50% attendance. Besides, classes of Standard 11th and 12th will also be open with 50% attendance. Online teaching will continue in educational institutions. Other schools and coaching institutions will remain closed. Ayush Minister Kiran Rijiju today launched the Ayurveda data set on the Clinical Trials Registry India CTRI portal. This is a significant step towards worldwide visibility of Ayurveda-based clinical trials. While launching the portal, Mr. Rijiju has said Ayurveda and yoga are rich cultural heritage of India and mindset needs to change about Ayurveda and Indian traditional knowledge. He said this mindset is wrong, that Ayurveda is not scientific. Talking about the National Digital Health Mission, he said Ayush Ministry will play an important role in this mission. The Ayurveda dataset of CTRI has been jointly developed by the Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, and Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences, CCRAS, under the Ministry of Ayush. Mr. Rijiju also launched 4 more portals, Amar, Sahi, eMedha and RIMS during the event. Union Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank today virtually launched the National Initiative for Proficiency in Reading with Understanding and Numeracy Nipun Bharat. This initiative is aimed to develop learning competencies in reading, writing and numeracy in children. While launching the Nipun Bharat, Mr. Pokhriyal said this initiative will prove to be a strong pillar for the new education policy. He said this initiative will help the children in developing learning and numerical skills during the primary schooling.
The Union Government has decided to give more powers to the tribal communities in managing the forest resources. Tribal Affairs Minister Arjun Munda and Environment, Forest and Climate Change Minister Prakash Zavadekar will sign a joint communication in this regard in New Delhi tomorrow. The joint communication pertains to effective implementation of the Scheduled Tribes and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers Recognition of Forest Rights Act 2006, which is commonly known as the Forest Rights Act. The Act recognizes and vests the forest rights and occupation in forest land and forest-dwelling scheduled tribes and other traditional forest dwellers who have been residing in such forest for generations, but whose rights could not be recorded. In Maharashtra, the first day of the 2-day monsoon session of the state legislature concluded on a stormy note. 12 BJP MLAs were suspended for 1 year over their unruly behavior in the assembly today. Maharashtra Legislative Assembly Speaker in Chair Bhaskar Jadhav alleged that the opposition MLAs abused him. Legislative Affairs Minister Anil Parab presented a resolution to suspend the BJP MLAs and the House passed it by a voice vote. The BJP, while boycotting the House, termed it as an act to suppress its voice and an attempt to bring down the number of the opposition. The 12 suspended BJP MLAs are Sanjay Kute, Ashish Shelar, Abhimanyu Pawar, Girish Mahajan, Atul Bhatkhalkar, Parag Alvani, Harish Pimple, Ram Satpute, Vijay Kumar Raval, Yogesh Sagar, Narayan Kuche and Kirti Kumar Bangria. Speaking to reporters, leader of the opposition Devendra Fadnavis condemned the government's move. He alleged that it is government's plan to suspend BJP MLAs in order to silence them. You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates CoWIN Global Conclave, indigenously developed CoWIN platform presented to technology and health experts from 142 countries. Prime Minister highlights India's completely digital approach in its COVID-19 vaccination strategy. More than 35 crore 28 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered so far in the country. National recovery rate improves to 97.11%. Centre decides to give more powers to tribal communities in managing forest resources. Delimitation Commission to begin interaction with district officials and political parties of Jammu and Kashmir from tomorrow. CBDT extends date for manual filing of tax forms for foreign remittance. Tourism Ministry signs MOU with Yatra.com to strengthen hospitality and tourism industry. 52nd International Film Festival of India to be held from 20th to 28th of November in Goa. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Zavadekar releases poster for the festival. And in Eurocup football, Italy to clash with Spain in the first semi-final at Wembley tomorrow. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
The centre is disseminating awareness of national helpline numbers for the benefit of citizens during the COVID-19 pandemic. The helpline number of the Health and Family Welfare Ministry is 1075. The child helpline number is 1098. For senior citizens of Delhi, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, the helpline number is 14567. The helpline number of National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, NIMHANS, for psychological support is 08046110007. Ayush COVID-19 counselling helpline number is 14443 and MyGov WhatsApp help desk number is 9013151515.
Welcome back to the evening news. The Delimitation Commission under Justice retired Ranjana Prakash Desai is visiting Jammu and Kashmir from tomorrow and will interact with the district election officers, DEOs and deputy commissioners and political parties of the Union Territory at 4 venues including Pahalgam in South Kashmir. The exercise will be carried out by the Commission to gather first-hand information and input concerning the ongoing process of delimitation as mandated under the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganisation Act 2019. The Central Board of Direct Taxes CBDT has granted further relaxation in electronic filing of income tax forms 15CA and 15CB and extended the date of filing from 30th of June to 15th of July 2021. The taxpayers can now submit these forms in manual format to the authorized dealers till the 15th of this month. The CBDT in a statement said that authorized dealers are advised to accept such forms for the purpose of foreign remittances. The facility will be provided on the new e-filing portal to upload these forms at a later date for the purpose of generation of the document identification number. As per the Income Tax Act 1961, there is a requirement to furnish Form 15CA and 15CB electronically. Presently, taxpayers upload the Form 15CA along with the Chartered Accountant Certificate in Form 15CB wherever applicable on the e-filing portal before submitting the copy to the authorized dealer for any foreign remittance. The National Human Rights Commission Chairperson Justice A.K. Mishra has expressed serious concern over the widespread continuance of manual scavenging and hazardous cleaning. He has called for implementation of innovative techniques to end this menace. He was chairing an online meeting with different stakeholders on the manual scavenging and hazardous cleaning organized by the Commission today.
The Central Board of Secondary Education, CBSE, has decided to divide academic session 2021-22 into 2 terms with approximately 50% syllabus in each term. The board in a statement said that the syllabus for the academic session 2021-22 will be divided by following a systematic approach by looking into the interconnectivity of concepts and topics by the subject experts. The CBSE said that the board will conduct examinations at the end of each term on the basis of the bifurcated syllabus. This is done to increase the probability of having board-conducted standard 10th and 12th exams at the end of the academic session. At the end of the first term, the board will organize Term 1 examination in a flexible schedule to be conducted between November to December 2021. At the end of the second term, the board would organize Term 2, a year-end examination based on the rationalized syllabus of Term 2 only, which will be approximately 50% of the entire syllabus. This examination would be held around March to April 2022 at the examination centres fixed by the board. The Ministry of Railways has said that the 7th and the last phase of railway recruitment exams for various non-technical popular categories, NTPC graduate and undergraduate posts, will commence from the 23rd of this month. It said the computer-based test CBT for remaining 2.78 lakh candidates, which got impacted on account of second wave of COVID-19, has now been scheduled on 23rd, 24th, 26th and the 31st of July. With this, the first stage computer-based test will get completed for all the candidates. The Ministry of Tourism has signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with Yatra.com to strengthen the hospitality and tourism industry. The primary objective of this MOU is to provide extensive visibility to accommodation units which have self-certified themselves in System for Assessment, Awareness and Training for the Hospitality Industry, or SATHI, on the OTA platform. The MOU also outlines both parties to encourage units to register on Nidhi and thereby on SATHI and encourage local tourism industry with appropriate safeguards for curbing spread of COVID-19. The Tourism Ministry in a statement said that the idea is also to gather more information on accommodation units in order to gain actionable insights and designing evidence-based and targeted policy measures and to promote safe, honourable and sustainable tourism. The Ministry of Tourism has invited entries for National Tourism Awards for the year 2018-19. Details and guidelines for these awards are given on the Ministry of Tourism's website www.tourism.gov.in. The last date for receipt of entries is the 10th of August. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
दुनिया रंग बिरंगी, खट्टे मीठे रसीले समाचारों का सतरंगी खजाना आकाशवाणी पर। खबरें होंगी हटकर, जानेंगे कुछ अलग, हंसेंगे खुलकर, करेंगे सजग। सुनना न भूलें सोमवार और मंगलवार आज सवेरे तथा शनिवार और रविवार कार्यक्रम परिक्रमा में।
Welcome back. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar today released the regulations and poster for the 52nd edition of the International Film Festival of India. The festival will be held in Goa from 28th to the 28th of November this year. The International Film Festival of India, IFFI, is reckoned as one of Asia's oldest and India's biggest international film festivals. The 52nd edition of this film festival will be held in a hybrid format, considering the success of the 51st edition held in January 2021. The festival is being organized by the Directorate of Film Festivals, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting in collaboration with the State Government of Goa and the Indian film industry. In Eurocup Football 2020, Italy will clash with Spain in the first semi-final at Wembley tomorrow, while England will take on Denmark in the second semi-final on Wednesday. Italy beat Belgium 2-1 in the first quarter-final to extend their unbeaten run to 32 matches. Spain advanced by beating Switzerland 3-1 on penalties after a 1-1 draw. England crushed Ukraine 4-0 in Rome to set up a last-four clash against Denmark, and Denmark overcame the Czech Republic 2-1 to make it to the last four.
Delhi's Bhavna Mamgai today won the AIR News' Olympic quiz, being the first to send the right answer. She expressed her feelings while speaking to AIR News.
नमस्कार, मैं भावना ममगाई AIR स्पोर्ट्स कैन के अंतर्गत होने वाली ओलंपिक क्विज की पहली फीमेल विजेता होने पर मुझे काफी खुशी महसूस हुई और मैं आकाशवाणी को धन्यवाद कहना चाहूंगी जो वह इस ओलंपिक क्विज के माध्यम से बड़े ही नहीं युवाओं में भी खेलों के प्रति आकर्षण पैदा करते हैं और मैं अपने पापा मिस्टर हरीश चंद्र के साथ स्पोर्ट्स कैन नियमित रूप से सुनती हूँ.
Talking to AIR News, former Olympian P.T. Usha appreciated All India Radio's special program, Olympic Quiz.
For Olympics, we are giving about started for the quiz program and all. At least people should know about the sports, and it's for awareness also it is good, and knowledge-wise also it will improve, and people get that more interest towards sports. So it's a good initiative.
All India Radio's Olympic Quiz, launched on the 1st of this month, has received a tremendous response from across the country. Hundreds of listeners have emailed their responses. To take part in the Olympic quiz, tune into the SportsCan program.
In the run-up to the Tokyo Olympics, the News Services Division of All India Radio in its SportsCan program is broadcasting every day Olympics quiz with AIR News. Olympics quiz, Akashvani Samachar ke saath in Hindi. Every day, a question related to Olympics will be asked at the beginning and closing of the program. To participate in this program, listeners can send the replies by email on airsportscan@gmail.com. The first correct answer received through email will be adjudged the winner of the quiz. The name of the winner will be announced in SportsCan program the next day. It will also be flashed on AIR Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. The Sports Authority of India will provide India team jersey to the winner. So tune in to the SportsCan program every day at 7:20 p.m. on FM Gold and on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official.
With only a few days remaining for the start of the Tokyo Olympics, All India Radio brings a special series on India's medal prospects at the sporting extravaganza. Today we bring you India's hopes in the men's rowing event.
Rowers Arjun Jat and Arvind Singh have brought immense pride to India by qualifying for the men's doubles event. The duo secured a spot at the Tokyo Olympics by finishing second at the Continental Regatta event in the Asia-Oceania tournament. Arjun speaks to All India Radio about his preparation for Tokyo.
सर हमारी तैयारी इधर आर्मी रोइंग और पुणे में चल रही है और तैयारी बढ़िया थी.
Training during the time of the COVID-19 pandemic has been very challenging. Arjun talks about how he adapted to meet this challenge.
कोविड की वजह से चैलेंज आ रहे थे कि कहीं कोरोना की वजह से कुछ दिक्कत ना हो जाए, कैंप की ड्रॉप ना हो जाए. वो बाहर जाना, कहीं जाना अवॉइड किया और पूरा सैनिटाइजर मास्क लगाना जैसे जैसे को सब बताते थे वैसे हम चलते थे.
Arjun describes his journey in the sport of rowing.
सर मैं 2015 में सेना में आया था. उसके बाद में मेरे को 2016 में रोइंग में लेके गए थे. तो उसके बाद में जैसे सीनियर बंदों को देखा, उनका नाम सुना, तो मैं भी सोचा कि मैं भी कर सकता हूँ.
Arjun and Arvind set sail to script a new chapter in India's rowing history at the Tokyo Olympics. They have all of India's heartiest wishes to carry them ahead to their goal. Siddharth Singh, Sports Desk.
World champion boxer and London Olympics bronze medalist MC Mary Kom and men's hockey team captain Manpreet Singh have been named flag bearers of the 200-strong Indian contingent in the opening ceremony of the Tokyo Games on the 23rd of July. The Indian Olympic Association also confirmed that the champion wrestler Bajrang Punia will be the flag bearer of the Indian contingent at the closing ceremony on the 8th of August.
And now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi is likely to experience partly cloudy sky. Temperature will hover between 29 and 41 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum temperature will be 27 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 33 degrees. Chennai is expected to have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Temperature will vary between 26 and 34 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. City will observe a minimum temperature of 28 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 34 degrees. Srinagar will experience partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Temperature will hover between 16 and 30 degrees. Jammu will have mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Minimum temperature will be 22 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be around 38 degrees. Leh is expected to have generally cloudy sky. Minimum and the maximum temperature will be between 8 and 17 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Temperature will hover between 18 and 28 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad weather will be mostly sunny. Minimum temperature will be 18 and the maximum will be around 31 degrees. Dehradun will face partly cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder lightning. The minimum temperature will be 23 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be around 34 degrees. Chandigarh will have partly cloudy sky. Temperature will likely to hover between 30 and 40 degrees Celsius. Guwahati will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The minimum temperature will be around 26 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be 33 degrees. Itanagar will experience generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Shimla is expected to have thunderstorm. Temperature will vary between 21 and 30 degrees Celsius. Ranchi will have generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. The city will observe a minimum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 31 degrees. Bengaluru will experience generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Temperature will hover between 21 and 30 degrees Celsius. Imphal will have generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. City will observe a minimum of 22 and a maximum of around 30 degrees Celsius. Shillong will experience generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Temperature will hover between 17 and 24 degrees Celsius. Aizawl will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The minimum temperature will be 19 and the maximum will be around 27 degrees. Kohima is expected to have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Gangtok will experience generally cloudy sky with few spells of rain or thunder showers. Temperature will hover between 18 and 22 degrees Celsius. Agartala will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Temperature will hover between 26 and 32 degrees Celsius. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates CoWIN Global Conclave, indigenously developed CoWIN platform presented to technology and health experts from 142 countries. Prime Minister highlights India's completely digital approach in its COVID-19 vaccination strategy. More than 35 crore 28 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered so far in the country. National recovery rate improves to 97.11%. Centre decides to give more powers to tribal communities in managing forest resources. Delimitation Commission to begin interaction with district officials and political parties of Jammu and Kashmir from tomorrow. CBDT extends date for manual filing of tax forms for foreign remittance. Tourism Ministry signs MOU with Yatra.com to strengthen hospitality and tourism industry. 52nd International Film Festival of India to be held from 20th to 28th of November in Goa. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar releases poster for the festival. And in Eurocup football, Italy to clash with Spain in the first semi-final at Wembley tomorrow. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.